Hello and welcome to Let's Talk HR with Dr. Deneen, the talk show that spotlights HR professionals and talks about all things HR. Well, today we're shining a spotlight on a group of professionals who work tirelessly behind the scenes to ensure employees are paid accurately, on time, and in compliance with the ever-changing laws and regulations. These are our payroll professionals. As we celebrate National Payroll Week, we'll discuss the vital partnership between HR and payroll and why payroll is much more than just processing a paycheck. It's how payroll professionals help organizations maintain compliance, detect fraud, and build employee trust. Joining me today is Jamika Mayho. She is the National Payroll Week coordinator for the Mid-South payroll professionals. She's here to share how payroll professionals make a difference every day and why this profession is essential to every successful organization. How you doing?
Hello.
Jamika. Well, listen, we call her Jam. So, Jam,
is fine.
how are you?
I am great today. Thank you for having me.
I am so glad you're here today.
Me too.
We're talking about something that's so important that sometimes it's not talked about enough.
Correct.
And that is payroll professionals. And I know you work really hard with payroll professionals. Kind of tell us what you do.
So I'm actually the Vice President of Practice Director for the Full-Time Engagement Professionals with Robert Half. And in my role with Robert Half, I work closely with payroll professionals and HR professionals.
All right. You sure do. And in fact, you're on the board of Sherm Memphis, the sponsorship chair.
Yes,
and so she's in a lot of places.
All the time.
It's like Johnny Cash. I'm everywhere, man. Right? All right. So let's get to it. Payroll professionals. So for the viewers who may not be familiar with National Payroll Week, tell us why it's so important and when it will be and
Absolutely.
all of the details around that.
Sure. So National Payroll Week was actually inducted, I guess, back in 1996 by the American Payroll Association, now called Payroll.org.
Okay.
Our local chapter, the Mid-South Payroll Professionals, host a week of different events during the week of Payroll Week, which happens to fall Labor Day week, the 7th through the 11th this year of September.
All right.
Yeah.
So it is a big deal.
It
right?
is a big deal. Yes.
And it's been going around, or it's been around since what,
the 90s, 1996.
Since 1996. Nationally. And
Yes.
so we're going to celebrate that. Is it going to be in Memphis or where is it?
Oh yeah, it's in Memphis. So Mid-South Payroll Professionals, MSPP for short. We will be celebrating here locally in the Memphis area. And by the way, we're a tri-state organization, so we have members in Mississippi and Tennessee.
Okay. So you're regional.
Yeah, we're regional. That's
Okay.
right.
All right. So let's talk about this payroll professional. So critical in organizations.
Absolutely critical.
I mean, people want to get their paycheck
On time.
and they trust that it is.
Yes.
But behind every paycheck, there's a payroll professional. Is that right?
That is absolutely right.
And so oftentimes, though, they work behind the scenes. So what are some of the critical responsibilities of payroll professionals in organizations?
Payroll professionals, some of the critical things, they have to keep up. So more than just the paycheck, they're keeping up with labor and tax laws,
Okay.
compliance, audit, reporting.
Yeah.
There's a ton of work that's done behind the scenes that your normal employee is probably not thinking about.
Yeah.
To keep the organization going. They're keeping the integrity of the organization, and
Yeah.
they are basically a trusted partner, a business partner to every employee.
Yeah. So they partner not only with the organization, but they partner with every employee.
Every
to
employee.
make sure. But you said something that's interesting. You know, you always hear about HR laws and compliance, but there are payroll laws as well, right?
1,000%.
Okay.
And they're ever changing.
And they're ever changing. So, so do they have to make shifts and changes just like any other entity that is governed by legalities and Yeah.
Absolutely. They like to say compliance isn't a one-time thing, it's a moving target.
Okay.
And at any moment, it can switch, and there's a different type of law or regulation they need to follow when processing.
All right. So you never really thought about payroll as, I guess, as a profession that keeps us aligned legally.
Yes.
That detects fraud, and we'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through, but they detect fraud, and so critical to that. HR and payroll, they work hand in hand.
1,000%.
Oftentimes, payroll, if something's wrong with the employee's check, they come to HR. So they work as a partnership. They work hand in hand. So how would you describe the partnership between HR and payroll? And why is that relationship so important to organizations?
Absolutely. HR and payroll are, I guess we would say, they're on the same side or two sides of the same coin.
Okay.
They have to work together. While HR is ensuring the employee experience from start to finish, payroll's behind the scenes ensuring the compensation from start to finish and ensuring that things are done accurately. When when HR is brought a concern or a leave of absence, let's just say, has to take place, well, while they're processing that, payroll's in the background ensuring the leave of absence pay is done, it's accurate, it's compliant.
Right.
So they have to communicate effectively and to work together. And oftentimes the HR person in an organization is also that payroll person.
So it's dual roles.
So it's dual roles
sometimes. In some cases, dual roles, yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
Larger organizations may have it split out, but definitely they work together as twins to get
1,000%.
to get professionals what they need. So when HR makes changes involving things like promotions, benefits, terminations, how does payroll help ensure that these changes are processed accurately?
Oh my gosh. Again, it goes back to having that effective communication. As accurate as HR has to be with deadlines and time limits and all of those things. Payroll's in that background, making sure, even if they're not fully processing in-house, but they're using a service or a certain HRIS or payroll system, those things have to match the accuracy. The employee has to walk away knowing that I trust my HR and payroll department to take care of all of these things while I'm out or even during being terminated, ensuring that, the paid time off is paid back out, whatever that looks like. Payroll and HR are, again, two sides of the same coin.
Two sides of the same coin. Twins, we call it.
Yeah, twins.
Twins and two sides of the same coin. That is so true because you had mentioned earlier that sometimes it's the same group of people.
Yes.
HR is out front, payroll behind the scenes, but they're making sure things happen. Holiday pay, that has to be calculated, right?
Yes.
Leave of absence, that has to be calculated, right? Retro pay for whatever reason, that has to be calculated and make sure it's right. But one thing we do as professionals, we trust that check is going to be right.
Always.
Yeah.
And one thing about the payroll department, when things are going right, there's no calls. But the second it goes a different way, that's when the calls come in.
Definitely. And sometimes they're not as pleasant, right?
This is true.
As you would want it to be.
Yes.
But they always are able to recover and make it right for the employee.
For sure.
If it is a calculation that was something that was miscalculated on the part of the organization, it's that payroll person. It's that payroll person that helps to make it right. Sometimes they're the unsung heroes. Would you say that?
Absolutely. I like to sometimes say the payroll department for sure in an organization is one of the most important departments, but also the most underrepresented department. Yeah. So that's why this week, National Payroll Week, highlights, showcases, and just celebrates our payroll professionals.
Yes. So even in the middle of the show, we're not even at the end, and I was going to talk about that. If you are beside a payroll professional, if you work alongside, if you happen to pass them today, make sure that you say thank you for all they do.
Absolutely.
And I am so glad to know that there are professional organizations dedicated to payroll. And one is Mid-South, right?
Yes,
one is
ma'am.
Mid-South Professionals theme. Their theme this year is compliance, accuracy, and fraud detection.
Yes.
So why were those topics selected, and why is it so important in today's society?
Well, number one, we definitely want payroll to always be accurate. The compliant part, the biggest part of it is the fraud detection.
Yeah.
With fraud being, I mean, how many spam calls and phishing attacks do we get in our emails every day? Every single day. Payroll professionals have to stay on top of it. You know, some of the biggest hurdles in fraud right now are definitely data and employee privacy concerns,
Yes.
cybersecurity risks, workforce, the hybrid and remote workforce.
Yes.
These areas are easily could be fraudulent.
Yes.
Timesheets not being accurate. So this year, and especially with going in the digital transformation world, everyone's making things easier, automating. It's a very easy way for fraudsters, they like to call it, to attack and get that employee data and make those changes. So we just want to highlight that this year, that's why that's chosen our theme.
Yeah.
We're going into that digital world and we got to protect it.
And we have to protect it. So when fraud is detected like that, because you made a good point, you get all kinds of phishing calls, all kinds talking about benefits. Are you, was your payroll check correct? All of those things. So when a fraudulent, I guess, alert is done, what does the payroll professional have to do at that point?
Oh my gosh, it's a all hands on deck mission. That's a mission critical detection. And from there, with the hopes that, let's say this, they're catching these things beforehand. And this goes back to all the work they're doing in the background. Again, theme overall is they're doing more than just issuing a paycheck. They are ensuring that these things and these compliance and these what is it called? Punches on a time card are detected before that paycheck ever gets out. So they are constantly staying inside of that system that they're using, whatever that may be, to ensure people are paid accurately and on time.
Okay, so how easy is it for fraud to happen in payroll?
That's a great
how easy is that? I mean, I know, is it something that I'm sure that they partner also with IT professionals, so they're working together to identify those things. But how easy is it for someone to get some type of information, like your privacy information or whatever, and then do something with it, and they had gotten it from payroll fraud?
You know, that's a great question, because if you look at just some of the major data breaches we've seen in the news, I don't think that it's that easy. But what we do know is a lot of that kind of fraud, unfortunately, I don't want to ever highlight this, happens internally, in-house.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Stop the press. So most of fraud happens internally, meaning that it's another employee.
Unfortunately.
Wow, tell us more about that.
Well, it's kind of sad to talk about, because I don't want to put that information out there, but unfortunately these things happen internally. And luckily in the payroll world, especially in a larger organization, everyone has a separation of duty.
Yes.
So people are doing one part of the whole. The great thing about some of the higher ups in over payroll is making sure that there's an audit always being done.
Yes.
There is someone always overlooking someone else's work.
Yes.
So that they can minimize any type of fraud within the organization.
Yeah.
But yes, unfortunately, that sometimes happens, I think more often than not, internally.
Wow. Now that is, you wouldn't think that. With the phone calls that you get, with the phishing emails, you think it's coming from the outside.
Oh yeah.
but she's made it clear today that it comes from the inside. So dual controls,
Yes.
right? So
Yes.
these audits, how often are audits done in payroll? Do we know?
I have to
Or
be
is it
honest. I think it's I think it's just probably dependent on the organization.
Okay.
But they're definitely, I mean, it goes along probably monthly in addition to that, because
Okay.
closing those books every month, there has to be some type of an audit that's done prior to that book being closed. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Wow, these are definitely some compliance challenges. And who knew that this was going on alongside with all of the rest of the compliance things
Yes.
with HR in an organization. So so it goes back to payroll laws. There are some payroll laws. Is there one in particular that that payroll professionals must adhere to?
A particular law that payroll professionals, now we're getting into an area, being that I work alongside payroll professionals. I don't process payroll myself, but any particular labor or payroll law, well, if anything, it's probably a generalized law, but making sure that certain taxes are taken out properly. Like we're sitting here in Tennessee, a lot of people don't realize, because we're so close to Mississippi, that there is a different tax.
Yeah.
The second you cross that line and
Yes.
you're working over in the state of Mississippi.
Yes.
So I would say tax is one of the biggest things in ensuring
Yeah.
that those taxes are taken out properly
Yes.
in the payroll process.
Yeah, and so there's probably laws and compliance based on the state. So FICA, any type of taxes, wheel
Absolutely.
taxes. You see all these
Oh,
things
there's tons.
on your paycheck. I bet payroll professionals give training on what you see on your paycheck,
Oh, yes,
and you need to pay attention to it.
absolutely.
And I'm not sure that happens a lot. I think you get the check, you see the stub, it's outlined.
Just assume it's
and you
correct.
just assume it's correct. But you should pay attention to
You
it.
should definitely, as an employee, a non-payroll employee, ask your payroll department, what do all of these taxes mean?
Yeah.
And again, based on state lines, it could be a little different.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. I tell you, the payroll professional, they do more than we think. They
do.
protect us more than they think.
Absolutely. I love that.
I love that. And I do love that. So, employees usually only think about that paycheck, right? So what do you wish that every employee understood about the payroll profession that happens throughout the year?
You know what, Dr. Deneen, I think we said it. A normal employee doesn't think about how much goes into the processing of that paycheck, ensuring that accuracy, preventing the fraud before it can happen, before
Yes.
that check comes to you.
Yes.
I think those are some of the number one things that as an employee, we need to take a step back and think about, as we all have our daily job and what we do, and we focus hard on it. That paycheck, it supports our families. It helps us have a retirement. They are ensuring that what we have elected is sound for us.
Yes.
So again, if you see a payroll professional, thank them for what they do for us every day.
Because every year, this thing called open enrollment, right?
Yes.
You're electing what you want.
Yes.
And you said something that really sparked my attention, is retirement. So in many ways, you got your 401ks, you have your pension systems, all of those things. But if that is incorrect and you come up on the end to retirement, and if it was incorrect, guess what? Your retirement is going to be incorrect.
That is correct.
Too.
That is
So you
correct.
have to be trained and to know what you're looking at and know what your retirement and benefits are.
Yes.
Right?
That's
so
right.
you can stay informed.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That is a big deal.
It's a big deal. Payroll professionals, that's who we're talking about today. And like we said it before, thank a payroll professional this Friday when you get your check.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you,
them.
Friday.
So let's talk a little bit more about the National Payroll Week celebration. So it's something that's coming up September 10th or so?
So yes, again, payroll, National Payroll Week is the September 7th through the 11th. But on the 10th, we'll have the celebration dinner. Yes.
Nice.
And the celebration dinner is a moment to honor members of the Mid-South Payroll Mid-South Payroll Professionals Organization.
Yeah.
Where we will gather, we'll celebrate with a dinner, and we will have a featured speaker that day too.
All right. So who are some of the featured speakers?
Yes. Well, we actually have one featured speaker, and this year, Michelle Flowers, who is the Senior Payroll Director for Highline Warren. She'll be out doing a presentation specifically on the theme of fraud detection and how to detect fraud within your organization.
Wow. That's so important. Not only is that good for payroll professionals, everybody. So can you send anyone to that, or does it have to be a payroll professional?
It does. The audience, the target audience is definitely the members of the payroll members of Mid-South Payroll Professionals. But what we encourage is any payroll professional in the area, check us out. Look at our website. Join it. It's a very low cost membership. Annual membership is only $50. And what you get out of that is a monthly content and an RCH credit for joining a virtual meeting every single month, telling you about the new compliance and labor laws. That's it. It's very simple. And then these activities that we do during the week.
I tell you, that is something that HR professionals, business leaders, everyone should maybe get connected to, because you say you have the virtual meetings and you get HRCI credits, HR professionals, you hear that, for a topic that that's ever changing and something that HR professionals should be abreast of.
For sure.
And what's that website again? What's the website?
The website is, it's www.midsouthpayrollprofessionals.org.
Okay. So go to that, and you say monthly?
Yes.
Monthly you have
a virtual meeting with a featured speaker on a certain topic, payroll related, payroll and HR related for that matter.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So for the Mid-South professionals, do you have to be a payroll professional to join that organization?
You do not have to be a payroll professional at all. Not at all. Yeah, I'm a member. Again, I don't process payroll in the traditional sense, but I work alongside these people in my professional day to day.
She's a professional payroll person. She connects with them.
I do.
She connects with them. So when you connect with them, you're one, right?
Yes, that is
you
true.
are one. So as we celebrate the National Payroll Week, what message would you like to leave with payroll professionals, HR leaders, and organizational leaders regarding payroll?
I would say regarding payroll, your payroll professional is not just handing off a paycheck and processing a paycheck. They do so much more. Again, they are a trusted business partner within the organization. They are fraud detectors. They are risk analysts.
Yes. We didn't talk about risk.
Yeah,
absolutely.
They are all those things. They are not just sitting there crunching those numbers, but they are a true, they maintain the organization's integrity.
Yes.
And their role never stops. Even after that paycheck, they're diving right back into the next thing where it comes into reporting, closing those books. So again, you see your payroll professional on Friday when you got paid and your paycheck's right, give them a hug. Take them a payday bar.
Hey, I love that. Take a payday bar to your payroll professional.
Yes.
In celebration of National Payroll Week.
In celebration.
So what if someone is interested in learning more about the payroll profession? What are there certifications that are connected to payroll professionals? How would say for instance, an HR person who wants to learn more about payroll, what kind of actions would they need to take on that?
That's such a good question because it's funny. Working for Robert Half myself, we do a lot of studies on different finance, under the finance umbrella, which of course payroll falls. I say all that to say that payroll actually, the profession is, I don't want to use the word dying, but there aren't a lot of payroll professionals around in this area right now. We need more. We do. There are 100% certifications that a person could get. There are courses that a person could take. If you're in the finance world or in the HR world and you want to navigate into payroll, go into your department of wherever you're working right now and start getting training. I'm sure they could use your help and you could take that and grow from there. And then, of course, always going back to school and getting a finance degree and taking that avenue into payroll is another great way to do it too.
Okay, so there are multiple ways in which you can get involved. I really like that idea of if you're an HR professional or another professional, but especially HR, payroll is somewhere connected to you.
For sure.
I am sure, since you said there is some shortages around that, organizations could do rotations to learn more about that as a recruitment strategy around building more professionals that way, rotations or cross trainings with that. You know, I'm thinking about in organizations now, since we've had this show, to talk more about payroll. To talk more about that, and then start building and creating pipelines for that.
Absolutely.
Right? Or if you're in the recruitment side of HR and you're ready to slow down a little bit, you can always
jump into that. Yeah.
You can always jump into that. And we know that it's going to be a little bit less, I guess, aggressive and maybe more, mentally stimulating.
That is exactly right.
Absolutely right.
And accuracy.
Tell your payroll professional thank you when you see them. And thank you so much, Jam, for coming by and bringing this topic that's so important to us. Thank you again.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. What a great conversation. I would like to thank Jamika, Jam, Mayho for joining us today and for helping us recognize the incredible work of payroll professionals. As we've learned today, payroll is about much more than issuing a paycheck, right? It's about compliance, accuracy, protecting organizations from fraud, and ensuring employees receive the compensation they earned. The partnership between HR, human resources, and payroll is critical to creating workplaces built on trust, accountability, and excellence. Take a moment, like we've said throughout the show, to thank the payroll professionals in your organization for important work they do every single day. Be sure to watch a new episode of Let's Talk HR with Dr. Deneen, the first of every month on the YouTube channel of the same name, and on Comcast Xfinity Channel 17 and 1091, Monday nights at 8 p.m. Please note you can watch Let's Talk HR with Dr. Deneen and prior episodes at any time. Go to YouTube and type in the talk show title. Be sure to subscribe, no fee, and click on the notification bell. This is HR TV. I'm Dr. Deneen, and I want to talk HR with you. HR forever. See you next time.